Hi everyone. I'm going to show you right now how your calculator can handle function notation. This might not be the most useful tool on the whole calculator, but you might find it useful in a few contexts on the exam here. For right now, what I'm going to do here is, I know that when you talk about transformations, one of the more difficult things to remember is what happens if you've got a 2 in front of the x. What happens if you got the x minus 3? How does that stretch work and whatnot? Well, I'm going to show you how you can use your calculator to check that using function notation. So right now, in the calculator, I have got entered just a cubic. And now you could put any function you want there, but I put a cubic, x minus 1 times x plus 1, because it's got a little bit more detail that I can see. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to y2, and I'm going to press vars, because make sure you see where this is, the vars button. Okay, I'm going to go over to y vars. Now the only word there that I really recognize is the function. And the cubic function that I entered was in y1, so I'm going to choose that. And then in brackets, I'm going to put 2x. Okay, so the calculator recognizes this as being f of 2x. And now when I go and graph this, there's my original function. Now it takes a little bit more time to graph this because the calculator is basically bouncing back and forth between the two separate functions. And so there it is right there. And you'll notice that that one, I knew that was a horizontal stretch, and now I can see quite clearly that that was a horizontal stretch by a factor of 1/2. It did not get wider, it actually got narrower. If I go into the y equals again, I can change this. Maybe I'm confused as to what it means when I see x minus 3. Maybe I don't know what direction that is. And again, it takes a little bit here to draw these things, but there's the original function, my original cubic. And then in a moment we'll see what direction that x minus 3 implies. I know this seems like a lot of dead space here, but the calculator's thinking quite hard. Okay, and so what happened here is I can see clearly that the calculator moved the whole thing to the right. Now, this function notation is also useful. Sorry, it didn't do what I wanted to do. It's also useful in the home screen here. Let's say I wanted to now evaluate that function, the original function. Let's say I wanted to evaluate that cubic at a certain value. I might go vars, y vars function, grab that y1, and I can evaluate this, for example, at 5. And the calculator, again, understands that function notation. It plugs the 5 in where the x is, and I get the 120. I can use this to verify any transformation, including reflections. So anyway, hopefully that helps. Like I said, not the most useful tool in the calculator, but still something you might find a use for.